In times, he criticized capitalism without a conscience. And that's what we have now. We have capitalism without a conscience. He showed the common man being fed through gears of the brutal, dehumanizing industrial age. He took on the American right wing of his day, its worst evils: hatred of immigrants, contempt for the truth, greed, and the abuse of power.
A terrible, stupid person, actually, that couldn't do the job well. And I fired him, and he sort of confirmed it. I don't know how he confirmed.
Donald Trump just fired back at Jim Carrey, and let's be real, this is shaping up to be the unintentional comedy event of the year. Carrey's roast left Trump fuming, pacing around Mar-a-Lago like a rejected SNL skit, probably crafting insults between bites of overcooked steak. Now his response is out, and it's as unhinged as you'd expect. Did he land a solid comeback, or is this just another public meltdown? Stick around, because this back and forth is quickly turning into a messier spectacle than his hair in a windstorm.
But I used to love to draw cartoons, and I thought, oh,
Me too.
you played a cartoonist.
This whole thing has brought back my 8-year-old self. It's been a gift from God. It's like literally like brought me back to 8 years old, where I used to sit in my room. Trump is toast.
The one that's the most successful is Greg.
Who?
Greg Gutfeld.
So Jimmy Kimmel, we got to make him great again.
Jimmy Kimmel's a loser. Look, we would...
Jim Carrey never holds back. The man has spent decades making people laugh, contorting his face into shapes that defy human anatomy, and delivering comedic takedowns with sniper-like precision. And when it comes to Donald Trump, Carrey's had a blast. So when Trump finally responded, you just knew it was going to be the kind of meltdown that makes a toddler's tantrum look downright dignified.
Shamelessness is not and will never be a superpower. It is the mark of a villain. Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. Almost half of America at this moment believes there is a sinister deep state diabolically plotting to what? What is the sinister plan here? We in America are misinformed.
Trump, a man who prides himself on never letting an insult slide, took the bait like a fish that's been waiting its whole life to get hooked. His response? Exactly what you'd expect. A flood of grievances, victimhood, and classic Trumpian exaggerations. If there were an Olympic event for taking jokes personally, Trump would have more gold medals than his fake university ever handed out degrees. And true to form, his reply wasn't so much about addressing Carrey's roast, but more about reminding the world that no one, absolutely no one, disrespects Donald J. Trump and gets away with it. Except, of course, everyone who's ever roasted him.
Whatever happened to the element of surprise? Right, the element of surprise. What a group of losers we have.
In his signature over-the-top style, Carrey painted Trump as the human equivalent of an outdated, malfunctioning fax machine. Noisy, obsolete, and constantly jamming up the system. It was the kind of roast that hit so hard, it probably left a permanent mark on Trump's spray tan. Instead of letting it slide like any normal person who can take a joke, Trump did what he does best. Made it everyone else's problem.
I just want to express it in a positive way. I want to turn everything painful into art.
Predictably, Trump's response featured the usual digs. Washed up, not funny anymore, Hollywood elitist, and of course the all-time classic, some people are saying, which, in Trump speak, is code for I just made this up, but it sounds good. And naturally, in Trump's version of reality, Carrey isn't just a comedian poking fun at him. He's now part of a grand conspiracy against America, democracy, and possibly even the sacred art of hair maintenance.
Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
Predictably, Trump's response featured the usual digs. Washed up, not funny anymore, Hollywood elitist, and of course the all-time classic, some people are saying, which, in Trump speak, is code for I just made this up, but it sounds good. And naturally, in Trump's version of reality, Carrey isn't just a comedian poking fun at him. He's now part of a grand conspiracy against America, democracy, and possibly even the sacred art of hair maintenance.
Melania Trump reappeared at Trump's big dollar fundraiser in Florida over the weekend, looking absolutely miserable, looking like she is being held hostage You have to see this.
Just wanting change. Rich people want it, poor people want it, everybody wants change. Our country is really doing poorly. We're a laughing stock all over the world, and we're going to get that change very quickly. And this has been some incredible evening before.
The suspicions that Melania has been conspicuously missing from the campaign trail for very specific reasons, she doesn't want to be there, it seemed to be borne out by her presence here.